Whenever you're looking to climb, you're going to always need a mentor. Always need a mentor. And I'm telling you from personal experience, the times that I've been able, the times where I was climbing the job ladder and I didn't have a mentor, I was all over the place. I would sometimes get caught up in sometimes wondering if this job was best for me because it may pay more, or if this job was best for me because maybe it was letting me try something new. But in all actuality, when I finally was able to find a mentor, talk to him, they was able to help me direct and get my path on the North Star. Because, if you ever heard of the North Star is like the direction of where you want to go. It's like talking to the mentor, be like, well, where do you want to go? I was like, well, I enjoy, working with like CPG. I enjoy, maybe a little marketing, a little sales, but I definitely love different options and, moving up the path. And he's like, why CPG? I said, because at one point, I wanted to start my own business, which I did. And that's another video. And I was like, I want to start my own business and get into CPG, have my own business. He's like, all right, so if you want to start your own business, it'll be best if you stay in the CPG lane or CPG startups in any kind of way. So that way, while you're working, you're learning on your pathway to starting your own business. So that when you do get out there, you won't be confused. You'll have knowledge already. You'll know the industry. You'll know where to go. You'll know who to talk to. You'll know what you should spend your money on, your capital and everything else. So, why not put yourself in a position to learn as you go, and when it's time to jump out there or while you're working on it, while you're still at work, you know exactly what to do, change, be better, how to find things and everything else. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So having that mentor allowed me to go from working jobs where I was doing project management for like a company that deal with phone books. Yeah, phone books. That's how old I am. They deal with phone books, that deal with gas, to focusing down on working at CPG companies that deal with beverages, like, working at Monster, Coca-Cola, things like that. That helped me focus on getting down that narrow path and then kind of going down that lane so that I can make sure I'm on my right North Star towards where I need to be. And that's the importance of having a mentor. A lot of times right now, you might be in a situation where you're like, I don't know where I need to go in my career, whether it be, working, your side business, or if you're doing whatever kind of content creating. You got to find a mentor, somebody that's done it, somebody who understands it, and somebody that can give you your North Star on where you want to be. And like, prime example, you got a job, you like, I want to climb the corporate ladder and be like a manager, a senior VP or something like that. Then you need to talk to someone that you feel that you could be best bestowed knowledge from, and ask them how they became a manager. Ask them how they became a senior VP. Whether it be at your job, through friends, LinkedIn, don't matter. You'd be surprised how many people out there are willing to help. And you just ask them. They'll tell you, like, hey, I was willing to take a position somewhere else so I could learn. I was able to go to these network events. I was able to do this, X, Y, Z, and this helped me be the manager. And then from there, I was able to raise my numbers and my sales, do this, raise this, and that allowed me to apply to be a senior VP and things like that. But to get there, you have to be willing to get out your comfort zone, and you have to be willing to go and talk to somebody in network and then kind of figure out like where you want to be and who you need to talk to. Because a lot of times when we don't have a mentor, we spend a lot of times trying to do things ourselves, and we end up getting lost, getting confused, and wasting a lot of time. Remember, we get lost, we get confused, and we waste so much time, the third time, we waste so much time all over the place because we don't have a North Star. But when you do have a mentor, it helps you find a North Star. I know me, like I said before, when I didn't have a mentor, I was all over the place, all over, just zigzag. If you saw a resume, you'd be like, bro, where are you going? 1 minute you with the Hawks. Next minute you're doing phone books. Next minute, because I was just doing stuff for jobs, but not really thinking like, what do I like? Where do I want to be? Because at first I wanted to do sports, but then I got into sports and realized, that's a cutthroat business. A lot of them people there don't ever move up. It got real wild and racist at one point. I mean, look at the Hawks. They ended up getting in trouble for that. And then, people weren't never given the opportunity. And it's like, how much time are you going to spend living below the poverty line in hopes that you get to where you're going to get to? Or you take this as a sign and be like, I need a detour to go somewhere else to get paid. So then I detoured, and then Realized I didn't like that, but then like, where was I go next? So when I was able to find a mentor, he was able to help me be like, yo, you like this, you should go from here. And the crazy part was the first person who was mentor wasn't even really a mentor. They were just somebody I knew that was in the business, and they were just telling me about, I see you're pretty good at this. I see you're pretty good at that. You should try it. They were just giving me suggestions. They weren't even really mentoring me. But I kept talking to them, and then realizing like, oh man, I'm looking at them for advice, and they're not thinking nothing of it. And then I made them my mentor without them even knowing. A lot of times you might have to make a mentor your mentor without them knowing. Like, I look at Lance Collins, the guy that did Core Water, Core Bar, Zen Water. I look at him as a mentor. I've never met Lance Collins. Lance Collins doesn't know who Eric is. He doesn't know who I am, the man in the moon. But I look at him as a mentor because I see how he was able to position himself to have one company, sell it, start another company, sell it. Never did anything to reinvent the wheel, but just changed it up, had his own niche on how he sold it, and then boom, was able to sell it, and then wash and repeat each and every time. So being able to see that, seeing what he was able to do, that made me be like, he's a good mentor. He's somebody I should get behind, listen, and all the other good stuff. So, having a mentor is definitely needed. Like I said, when I got it, it changed my perspective. It helped me, like I said before, go from zigzag all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. I went from Atlanta Hawks, phone books. From phone books, where do I go next? Gas, selling gas, working with gas. Like, where are you? What are you doing, Eric? You're all over the place. Bro, I was all over the place. And then finally got with a CPG. And then finally I was like, is this what I'm be doing? And they finally kept like, this is what I like. And when I got with that CPG, it was like, this is what I like. This is where I was going. And I was using that guy as a mentor. He didn't even know. And then got more information, and realized this is the path I need to go. And from there, the rest has been history. You know what I'm saying? The rest has been history. So everything else after that has been some kind of way in the CPG space, CPG around it, CPG agency, something of it. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely helped me, when I got the mentor, showed me directly where I needed to go, what my North Star was, and how I was going to get there with the proper direction of talking to somebody that was a mentor. And even though that guy before didn't even know I was using him as a mentor, I would just kept talking to him, picking his brain. He was my mentor. And then as I progressed in my CPG path, I found another mentor, when it came to starting your own CPG business with water. He had his own beverage line. He was showing me all kind of tips and tricks on how to sell it, how to push it. And I talked to him as a mentor. And then, he was great. And then at one point I was getting information from the scammer. I didn't look at him as a mentor, but he definitely had a lot of good information, even though he was doing business bad, piss poorly. And that's the thing you got to realize. Sometimes the people that you get information from, even though they don't conduct themselves in a proper way as that you will conduct your way, they still might have good information. So you got to be able to filter in the good information and filter out the bad that don't apply from you. So even though the scammer did bad business, he had a lot of good information in the sense of who to sell to, what customers to go to, the dynamics of people to use, and things like that. So I definitely was able to meet a lot of people that I was able to get on board, meet, and kind of figure out who should I go to in regards to selling, pushing product, and things like that. So I'll definitely tell you it definitely helped out in that aspect. So, get a mentor. Whatever you looking to climb the corporate ladder, looking to improve your side hustle business, or even your business, or if you're a YouTube content creator, or you're just any kind of creator, get your mentor, somebody that's done it, somebody understands what you're looking to do, so they can help you, guide you to your North Star. Because a lot of times, if you're just all over the place, just taking brand deals, accepting every brand, then people who are listening to you gonna feel like, you're not relatable, you don't have no kind of idea. And that happens to some people in that space. But I know when it comes to jobs, side hustles, you gotta have a mentor. Is it needed? No, you can do it yourself, but it's gonna take a little longer. Does it help to have a mentor? Yes, it does help to have a mentor because they've done it, they perfected it, and they're probably somewhere where you want to be. Make sure you pick a mentor where it's someone that you want to be at their position. Like if they're a VP, CEO, regional, whatever, you want to be at that level, pick that person as your mentor so that you can figure out what you need to do to get that level. Don't just pick somebody that's lower than you and you're higher than them, because you not want to be lower. You want to be higher. You know what I'm saying? You want to pick somebody that's aspiring, that's doing things that you aspire to do. That's the type of mentor you need to pick. So, with that being said, let's remember the 2 words for today: month, year, lifetime. Be meticulous, be intentional. Be meticulous about how you're going to get it, how you're going to keep it, how you're going to grow it, and, what you need to do to get there. Be intentional about what you want in life. If you want a mentor, be intentional about going after that mentor. Be intentional about hitting them up on LinkedIn, going to go talk to them at your job, and just kind of tell them to take them out for coffee, lunch, or whatever. And then from there, just talk, and, sell them on yourself and on why you want them to, see if they can give you some tips and stuff like that. Start off small. Don't say, I want you to be my mentor. Ask for some tips, and then from there, slowly build your relationship. So, yeah, keep living your life, because if you don't, your life is not going to live you.